Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mic'd Up the Game Changer Edition. This is episode 4, and we are talking about something that's super fun, easy to execute, and highly profitable. And that is one-off events. They are huge to help bring in more revenue and leads into your gym. So, whether you're looking to boost revenue, fill a slow weekend, or bring new families through your doors, this episode is for you. So keep listening. My name is Rochelle.
And I'm Liz.
And we're ready to dive into it. So, Liz, what would be a one-off event? Like, how would you describe it to someone who's never run one before?
A one-off event is something that is not regularly held in your gym. So, for example, a tumbling class that runs weekly or for 8, 10, 12-week sessions, those are not one-off events. It would be something that is offered once to gather people into your gym just for a couple of hours. You can play games, make it structured, that kind of idea. So, couple of ideas for it, like a couple of examples would be a Nerf night, inviting people in to play Nerf games, maybe do a Nerf craft, that sort of thing. That's a one-off.
I love that. And then how would you think of the difference between like running a one-off tumbling clinic, for example, versus running a event to bring new people into the gym?
So we tend to differentiate between what our members would normally register for. So a tumbling clinic itself, while yes, it's a one-off event, it's also something that is more geared towards our members. Not that it's only for them. People from outside can also register for the clinic, but the Nerf Nights, Paw Patrol, that kind of stuff, that's designed for the people that aren't normally in our gym on a regular basis. And it's more about getting our name out in the community, giving people something that is extremely low commitment and tons of fun. And then, of course, you get to market to them afterwards as well.
I love that. I think it's also so great too because you can have so much fun with one-off events.
Oh, yeah.
There's just like
Yes.
you can choose like things that are popular. You can choose things that people who are in your gym will be interested in, and then tell their friends, and then they'll bring their friends, and now that's a lead generation for your programs. But they're also really good because they can fill those days or weekends. They're a little bit slower. So as we go into the school year, we're not running summer camps anymore. So there are definitely some areas where in your gym, there may be some downtime or some spots where you could fill with revenue. And I think that one-off events are such a great way to do this.
Man, absolutely. Like we have a couple of themes that they're huge hits in our community. And we know we try new things, right? All the time, new trends coming in, but we know we have a few steady eddies that we bring in every once in a while, and they're guaranteed to bring in some quick revenue for us and some new leads.
So how do you decide which ones to run? If you were to choose a one-off event theme, how are you like, yeah, I'm going to try this one?
So in our gym, we try and do 2 to 3 one-off events a month. A lot of the times we'll look at what's trending or popular amongst specific age groups. So we try and do one for the younger ones. So for example, this coming week, we're running Paw Patrol Camp. Always a huge hit in our gym. This is probably the 4th time we're running this. So we know that that one works well for littles. But then we're also doing, for an older one, we're doing the new trend, which is that K-pop Demon Hunters. So really we start by looking at the trends. We look at movies that are coming out. So, recently there were Smurfs. What else has come out? Gosh, I can't
Train a
even.
Dragon.
What's that? Train a Dragon. That's right. Yeah, right. So we start to look at that. And then we also look at the themes that are just consistent. So Nerf Night, it's a great way to get kids in your gym with their parents. We tend to do like a parent-kid event. It's not a trend. It's just a huge thing with kids in a specific age group. That things like tie-dye and tumbling is another one that, again, it's not a trend, but it really starts to encourages kids of certain ages to come into the gym.
And it's also nice because you can run them as an hour and a half event. Typically for littles, no more than 2 hours because their attention span just does not go past that. And then you can run them 2 hours or 3 hours events if they're a older group. And with the 3 hours events, now you can add a pizza or a snack and bump up the price a little bit, which is going to uh, also give parents a break because they can go out and they can have a date night. They can go and do groceries because that could be a whole thing.
We tell them they can go home, take a nap.
Whatever gives them a break, right? And it's going to be something that's fun and exciting and that kids are going to love, but then parents are ultimately also going to love. They want to be able to pick up their kid and their kid be so excited and sweaty and exhausted and talking nonstop about how much fun they have. And then they'll want to come back, right? Or they'll want to bring a friend.
Absolutely.
I
I love these nights. I
They're
really
not
do.
fun. Like, and you can, as a coach, when you're running them, you can have so much fun. And I think that's also really important because you don't want to put the coach that's super serious and super strict and like very, team or technique or like elite competition focused. That's not the person that you're going to want to put on this.
You need those coaches that want to play, that aren't afraid to get silly, especially depending on the age group. Like we ran superhero and our coaches wore capes. Oh, like they had superhero capes and they loved it. But you have to have that kind of coach for sure.
Yeah, it does make a difference. And it also is a better transition. One, you're going to have a better response from the event. But two, it's going to be a better transition from the event to your recreational programs or your novice programs, for example, because those are the coaches that they're going to see in those classes and that you're wanting to have in those classes. And they're going to be excited, especially if they're going to their class and they're like, oh my gosh, that was my coach. That was at this event.
Yeah, exactly. We had, remember that client we had? They ran a 3 hour Nerf night. They charged $25 a head, capped it at 30 spots, sold out, and made $750 in revenue, which was fantastic, right? It was a nice little influx of cash. But the best part is 9 of those kids were brand new to the gym, and 3 of them registered for classes that same week because they had so much fun.
Which
So
is like
not
so
only did
cool.
they get that one-off revenue, but now they've got, the monthly income coming in now too.
And they've gone out and they've told their friends or their like classmates of how much fun they had. And now their classmates or their friends are interested in it. So they're more likely to sign up for the next event, or they're like, I want to come hang out with you in class every week.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
So when it comes to planning and promoting the event, when it comes to actually planning it in terms of calendar, staffing, time, pricing, what are your go-to tips for these events?
oh my goodness. Well, in our gym, the days that work really well are weekend days. So like a Friday night, Saturday afternoon, a Sunday afternoon. So that's the first thing. We always look at planning them on the weekends rather than the weeknights. We find a lot of families are already busy with extracurricular activities, Monday to Thursday kind of idea. So that's one of the biggest things. Like, are we talking about like how we actually market them? We hit people a whole bunch of different ways.
So many ways.
We send out emails, we send home quarter page flyers, we make Facebook posts, we encourage staff members to share it on their Instagram. Like there's so many different ways that we market this.
There's
If
so
it's a
many.
huge things, every once in a while we'll put a little bit of money behind like boosting a post or something as well, depending. But
It's
it's
also like it's
really,
a super popular theme. Spending $10 just to do a like small traffic ad for like 2 days is also not a bad idea because you're just making sure that you're budgeting that into your event and making sure that if you're going to spend that money on the marketing, that it's covered by the income that's coming in from the event.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so in terms of that, when you are looking at, we talked about scheduling the type of staff member to put on it. So we're not putting a super serious coach, we're putting on a very fun,
Or a super shy coach.
yes.
Those don't work either. Super
Because
quiet
then,
ones do not work for one-off events.
especially for events where it's like Nerf Night, because it does tend to be, in our gym specifically, it does tend to be more male focused.
And
And
very noisy.
Yeah, and having a shyer coach run that event is not the right fit.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that being said, those quieter coaches, they are perfect for the littles. So if you're doing something like tiny tie-dye and tumbling, so they're like, it's the same idea, but for like preschoolers and young ones, or Paw Patrol, those quiet coaches are great for those ones.
We just ran a Mrs. Rachel's or Miss Rachel's Ninjas, I guess is the best way. So yeah, Miss Rachel's Ninjas.
Yeah.
And it was a little preschool event. And yeah, that's a good one where it is. They still need to be animated in it, but being that they are younger, they definitely can be a little more shy. And it's also a good one for that staff member to get more comfortable running events.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so in terms of like maxing spots out, how do you, as a gym owner, decide how many spots you offer?
Honestly, it depends. It depends on, so things like Nerf Night will cap at 30 people because the more people you have at Nerf Night, the more fun it is. For the younger age groups, we'll cap it at about 10. We'll put a couple staff members on. It's not like there's only one. We also, especially for the littles, if we have shy littles or ones that are just having a hard time adjusting, parents are also more than welcome to be there to kind of help their child work through things. But usually average, we open up about 15 spots, and then that allows us to add a few more because having that limit for how many people can participate is great. When you hit that, say for example, you're capping it at 15 people and you've got 5 more on a wait list, I honestly would look at opening a second session rather than adding in all those people to the same one, because it just generates that much more excitement, right? It's like, ooh, our first one full out. Now we got a second. And now people have that FOMO, right? That fear of missing out. And they're like, oh, I got to register this time. So while Nerf Night, we have higher numbers, we keep the other ones a little bit lower. It helps it keep it manageable, obviously. It helps generate that fear of missing out. Like I said, like there's only 3 spots left, that kind of idea. And then if we're doing things like a tumbling, like that tie-dye and tumble, we'll keep those numbers a little bit lower just because we're doing tumbling. So we want to be able to like have that safety factor as well, right? Those ones, say like we cap it at 8. If we get 10, we'll add those 2 and we'll just pop a second coach in, or we'll pop in a coach in training or something like that. So there's no real definitive answer. I guess, like, long story short is like, it depends. Like, like how many staff members are you going to have on it? What are the ages of the participants? Are their parents involved? If their parents are involved, you could probably bump the number a little bit, right? Because now you've got some extra adults running around. So it really just depends on a few different things.
And I also think it's super important that if you are adding more staff members, you need to make sure that that's fitting within your revenue and your profit from the event. Because a lot of times it's like, oh, we added more people, so let's add another staff member. But now your costs aren't covered because that wasn't initially budgeted out. So if you are going to add more staff members, either make sure that it falls within that or add a second event and then get those
Yeah,
costs.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so in terms of marketing, I actually really enjoy marketing one off events. They are so fun because where we normally have specific language that you use when you talk about teams or tumbling or parkour class, now you get to like use your imagination. And so, for example, K-pop Demon Hunters is super popular right now. And we just recently created a 3-hour completely done for you event guide.
It is like, okay, I'm not even biased. It is such a huge help. We're running the K-pop event in October, and I'm so thankful that I don't have to worry about the lesson plan. Like, everything is done.
Literally everything. So there are social posts, there are email templates, the lesson plan is completely done, like down to the fact that it gives your coaches background and tips on the event. So you don't even have to watch the movie. So you don't have to spend the hour and a half watching it. It's already done. You can hand it to any staff member. And it gives them even things to say in like warm up and stretch that's going to help encourage them to connect to the theme, but also just have a ton of fun. And in it, though, when you are marketing it and you're putting out social posts and you're putting out your emails, you can say things like, help Huntrix save the Han Moon, or, the have a truly golden experience, which are all things that parents are going to be like, I've heard my kids say this or sing it so many times. Like, it is number one watched movie on Netflix of all time. And we actually just had one client that purchased the guide, and she has now sold out 2 nights and is running a third night. It is that popular. So if you are not taking advantage of the K-pop Demon Hunters trend and massive phenomenon right now, you are missing out on leads that could be coming into your gym, revenue, and just a really fun event. Because who does not love singing at the top of their lungs and doing an obstacle course to help the band save the Han Moon and learn a new dance? Like, it's just so much fun. So yeah, anyways, you can have a lot of fun marketing them. So using terms or sayings from,
I was just about to say that you have to, if you have never seen anything related to the theme that you are doing. So if you're doing a Smurf event, if you're doing K-pop event, if you have never seen anything about it, you at least got to Google it.
just Google
You
it.
you have to use the terms.
Literally just Google Smurfs sayings or
Yeah.
K-pop Demon Hunter themes, and it will give you ideas. But yeah, it's like, use that, right? Have fun. Like, one of our subject lines is calling out K-pop Demon Hunters fans with a little microphone, because that's something that relates to the movie. So really just have fun with it. Use the colors and use different images that are related to it. Make sure that you're not using the actual images from the movies or the TV shows, because it is a copyright infringement. So you want to make sure that you're being inspired by them, but you're not using trademarked characters or images. But other than that, when you get to the point where you've planned it, you've put it on your website, you're ready for registration, make sure that you are marketing it 6 to 8 weeks out. Being able to get that information out, update your website, push it on social media, send out emails, run a small ad if you want to, putting it in your TV presentation for your fan zone, sending home flyers.
Talk about it in your classes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And make sure that your staff know what the event is, what's happening at the event, how they can promote it, how families can sign up. Because if they don't have that information, they can't market it for you, right? Just saying, oh, we're running an event, but like, hey, this person would be a really good fit. Like, our summer camps. I don't know about you, but literally every single day when it became the point where it was open free time, the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack was on and they were singing it at the top of their lungs. So the kids who are like, they are singing it and it is like a full movie experience going on the middle of the mats while they're having their karaoke time. Let them know. Like, be like, hey, I saw that they're super interested in this. We have this event coming up. Here's this flyer. Here's how you can sign up. And just relating it to the person, right? Because the more personable or personal you can make it, the more people are going to want to sign up and be interested in it. Okay, so marketing it, they go to the event, they have a ton of fun. What do you think, Liz, after the event happens, is one of the biggest shortfalls that happens?
So many businesses do not follow up.
Follow
Even
up.
even if it is a simple thank you phone call. And I'm going to say phone call because a lot of the times you can get conversations going that way. Emails are fantastic. I'm not dissing them, but an email, half the people may open it, they may not read it all the way, whereas a phone call is that personal touch of thank you so much for coming. We loved having you, It doesn't have to be about getting feedback. It doesn't have to be about selling, but that initial follow-up of thank you for coming. We hope you had a great time. It's huge, huge with parents.
That's also where you can use the email to do the selling part for you, right? That phone call doesn't need to be selling. It could literally just be like, thanks for coming. great time. And then they get an email 2 days later that says, hey, here's information about our new member special. We loved having you. We'd love seeing you in our class, right?
And I truly feel that that phone call ahead of time starts to set that personal relationship, and they're a lot more likely to open that email.
Especially if they're new to the gym, right? Like if they're not in any classes or anything like that, they're not on a team, that allows them to have another touch point. And there also is, I was actually watching a video the other day from Neil Patel, and he was saying that the marketing funnel has been updated in terms of, we used to think that people would move through it pretty steadily and pretty regularly. But for anyone who works in marketing, you know that people are staying in the middle of the funnel significantly long. So any touch point that you can have is important. It used to be that there was approximately 8 touch points before they would move into the conversion stage. And now you're looking at more to 11 to 12. They're staying in that funnel that much longer.
Yeah. And a lot of them are also doing last minute stuff.
It's
So
long.
like trying to sign up the day before.
Or the day of.
Or the day of. Yes, the day of. Day
And
of is
the
always
one
fun.
that always is last minute is the New Year's Play Zone. Every time we
goodness.
run the New Year's Play Zone, and it is a pre-registration, and if they pre-register, they get a discount on it. And then when they get to the door, if we have spots available, they pay a higher price.
If we have spots available, because a lot of the times we'll sell out, and
Yeah.
we're literally turning people away at the door, and it's like, I don't know what to tell you. Don't leave it to the last minute. Not that
And
I
it
say that
literally
to them.
is. It is a point where it's like, in the case of that event where we're turning people away, it is literally because we are at complete capacity. And it's
Yeah.
not like our New Year's Play Zone is a drop in terms of like, there's different activities set up, but it's a move through it at your own pace. And then at this specific time, there's a dance
Noon.
party. And then at this specific time, 12 o'clock,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a
Noon.
balloon drop.
Noon is our midnight for 2-year-olds. We do a countdown. We have the party hats. We have the blowers, like everything. We do a balloon drop. Like it's, yeah.
And it literally is the point that there's 45 people, like 45 families in there, and we cannot fit anyone else in the room.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the
Exactly.
only time where, for the most part, we will turn people away. Those events literally fill the entire room.
They sure do. Let's talk pricing real quick.
Yes.
So, because pricing, like we talk about, always making sure you have a budget, always making sure that the revenue you're bringing in is covering your expenses. You want to be able to plan these events knowing exactly how much it's going to cost you. So that includes all of your supplies, it includes your payroll. Really, it should include your hourly rate to run your business, right? So, and your hourly rate to run a business, that's a whole different other business webinar that we did. It talks about, basically you take all of your expenses and divide it by the number of hours you're open. So if your hourly expense or your hourly rate to run your business is $80, right? That includes your hydro, your rent, your payroll, everything about it. You want to make sure that your one-off event is covering the amount of time. If it's a 2-hour event, you need to factor in a half hour on either side, right? So 3 hours of the hourly rate to run your gym or your studio or your dojo or, your business. If it's $80 an hour, now you're looking at $240 are your expenses, not including any decorations that you bring in, any food that you're supplying. So you need to make sure that you have that budget set. And then you need to determine how many spots to sell that, and we're going to start with that just covers your expenses, right? You need to know how many people you need to have at that event in order for you to break even, so that then you can increase the number of those spots so that now you can bring it up, right? So in our business, we offer both a member and a non-member. We call them guests, a member and a guest rate. So our members for one-off events usually save about $5. So if it's a $25 event, our members pay $20 and guests pay $25. So for our shorter events that are like 2 to 3 hours, we usually charge for guests between $25 and $35. And the $35 is usually the longer of the shorter events, like the 3 hour ones that include like pizza and all that kind of stuff. When we do half day camps, then we charge a little bit more, usually in about that $40 to $50 range. And again, members are a little less and guests are that higher amount. So when you're setting that original budget, that budget is going to help you know how much to charge, right? Like if you want only 10 kids, you need to figure out how much you need to charge in order for 10 kids to make profit for you, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And actually make a profit.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that being said, you can offer your events for a little bit less, right? Say you want to do a 2 hour event and you want to charge your members $15 and guests $20. You can also sell add-ons. You can sell popcorn, you can sell pizza, you can offer merch like for the K-pop demon hunters. Look, you can pick up this light stick for $5 or $8 or however much you're going to sell them for. So there are lots of opportunities to increase the revenue once you've set that pricing, right?
We talk about like upselling when they're registering on a team and then they upsell for a tumbling class as well. The same thing happens with your events, right? They register for the event. You can upsell them for X, Y, and Z. So like add a t-shirt as well, which is another one for like the tie-dye and tumble, is when you're registering, if it doesn't include a t-shirt, add a t-shirt or add a pillowcase or something so that they don't have to worry about bringing it. And they just can, okay, here, done, sign it up.
And the nice thing about that with the t-shirt or the pillowcase, you can brand it, right? You can say, I had a tumbling good time at Zone Athletics. You know, you do it in like a white screen print on a white pillowcase or t-shirt, and now they're wearing that and it's got your brand on it.
Love it. Perfect.
So let's talk about what to avoid. Rochelle, what, like after an event or before an event, really anytime, what are some of the things that you would recommend avoiding?
Starting too late. That would be the one part. So starting 2 to 3 weeks before the event, it's not enough time to get it up, get it out to people, talk about it enough, unless you are running significantly higher ads. So running a $10 ad for 5 days isn't going to get people enough people in for you to get that event covered. It also is, like we said, following up, right? So not following up, you are missing out. You're getting these leads into your gym, but you are missing out on converting those leads and getting them into your gym regularly. So that can be a phone call like we talked about. It can also be an automated email. So we load them into our email marketing system. All the emails are completely done, all the follow-up. We can track if they opened it, which links they clicked on, did they convert, and being able to see where they are. And then if they don't convert, even if they do, they're still on our list and we can send them information about our upcoming events, about different programs that we've released. And then you can grab that lead at a different time as well. And then the last one would really be making it too complicated. Yeah, right? Like either one, the staff member is not understanding how to run it and it's just like there's so many things and they're not sure where to go. Or two, it's too complex and the kids aren't having fun, right? So you want it to be simple. You want it to be fun. It's a quick 2 to 3 hour event and every single second should be filled with fun.
And age appropriate.
Yes.
That's the other thing. You don't want to make it too easy for the older ones or too hard for the younger ones.
Or do you have a staff member that is able to make those decisions on the fly? Can they make it more difficult for the older ones or easier for the younger ones? Which does come with some confidence in your coaching. It also comes with some education in terms of development and age stages and also training in terms of how do you adapt a program. So that is one thing that if you are not doing that training with your staff, do that so that you can help with these events. But yeah, simple wins, right? Simple in terms of marketing, in terms of running the event, in terms of follow-up. Don't overthink it. right? Just try it, do it, review it, and then recap it and review and rejig what you need to do.
Tweak it for next time.
Yeah, right? Like just do it and then figure it out. It's like that's what you need to do for the first ones. Like we said, one-off events are super great for revenue as well as getting new customers in your gym. And then also your existing customers, making sure that they're having other fun ways for them to be involved with your brand.
Yes.
We talked about a couple things that are really awesome in terms of event themes. So Paw Patrol, Nerf Nights, and Parents Nights Out. Tie Dye and Tumble is a great one.
Yeah.
And then the one right now is K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So
All right. So I have a challenge for all of you guys that are watching. I want you to choose an event that you want to run, launch it within the next 30 days of watching this video. Okay. So whether you're watching this today, September 8th, or you're watching it next month, October 12th, I want you to launch it within 30 days. Don't overthink it. You can test it and tweak it as you go. The second part of the challenge, I want you to post in the Game Changers Facebook group and let us know I'm running this event on this date. All right. Because I mean, I own a cheer gym. I want to be your cheerleader. So we want to cheer you on. We can help you if you have questions. The whole community in there is going to be so excited for you. So that's my challenge for you. We have one last thing for you. Rochelle, do you want to cover that part? So excited for this.
I am so excited for it. So if you are like, I'm not sure which event to run or how do I plan it? How do I do all the social posts, all the emails? We have made it super easy for you. So like I mentioned, we've created a K-pop Demon Hunters done for you completely 3-hour event package. It includes, it includes the lesson plans, the social posts, the email templates, the coaches tips to help run a successful event. There's a worksheet that's plug and play to be able to budget and then set pricing and reconcile your event. It is literally everything that you need to run a successful event. And it is only $79 Canadian plus HST. You can grab it. It's on our website under products. So it's ttbmedia.ca/products. You'll be able to check out all of the ones there, but it is game changer for you. And if you are not taking advantage of the hype of K-pop Demon Hunters movie and all of the promotion that is happening right now, you are leaving money and leads on the table. So make sure to go grab our K-pop Demon Hunters guide so that you can run a successful event and be like our other client who just sold out 2 events and is now running a 3rd one.
Yes, yes. So that's $79 Canadian for all of our American friends. That's $52. Just over $50. That's it. That's the investment. And it's plug and play.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Everything is done for you. All the lesson plans, all the games, all the crafts, everything is done for you.
Everything. All you have to do is run it. Easy peasy. All right. So that's it. That's what we have for you for Mic'd Up today. This is Liz
And Raquel.
signing off. And we'll see you guys around the block, around the Facebook block. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, bye everyone.